Hey, first off, we appreciate everyone taking the time to come to this event. And our first order of business is to pass on our thoughts and prayers to the Matthews family. That's the family of the 7-year-old that thankfully is still alive to this day based on some heroic actions. My name's Terry Grice. I'm the sheriff. I will give some overview of the incident and then pass it on to some of our other collaborative partners. I guess what I also want to illustrate is just as you're standing here, look at this collaboration. This was a very, very stressful situation, and it took every single one of these agencies to have this outcome the way it was. So as we all know, there was a situation that started in Jefferson County, Ohio. It started about 2:58 in the afternoon. The suspect, Mr. Alexander, went to a school to try to, I guess, pick up his daughter, who he had no custody of. The grandma at that point went to the school, took the daughter, 7-year-old, to her house, at which point the suspect went to that location and abducted the individual, the child. During that encounter, actually with his vehicle, ran over, struck another female at that location, and then took off on north with a Ford F-150. Members of the Marshals Task Force and other agencies started tracking the individual. At some point, located him or followed it northbound, at which point he was in the Fairlawn area and left that vehicle at a hotel there, and then was able to, I guess, steal a U-Haul vehicle. The suspect then was picked up in the city. That's why Chief Safran's here, and I'm going to let Chief kind of go over some of the details that occurred in Brunswick City.
Thank you, Sheriff Grice. So at 8:02 p.m. tonight, dispatch center received the Amber Alert, a U-Haul truck with Arizona plates being operated by Charles Alexander, was possibly in a plaza located at 3634 Center Road, where the Winking Lizard is. One of our officers was literally around the corner from the initial call, pulled in and observed the vehicle. He then attempted to make contact with the subjects who were walking back to the vehicle. At that time, he determined it was probably Mr. Alexander. Mr. Alexander turned towards him. He yelled for him to stop. Mr. Alexander then jumped into the vehicle and fled the scene. So we then began to pursue the U-Haul truck with Mr. Alexander at a low speed. At one point on Center Road, he did utilize the U-Haul truck to strike the side of one of our cruisers, causing some damage to it. The U-Haul truck then made its way, continued eastbound on Center Road, and got on Interstate 7 south. Just prior to it hitting the entrance ramp, we were able to utilize tire deflation devices, also known as spike strips, to damage one of the front tires to the U-Haul truck. That slowed the chase down significantly even more. We then continued to chase the U-Haul southbound on 71 and attempt to stop it. During the course of the pursuit, Mr. Alexander placed a call to our dispatch center threatening that he would shoot his daughter and himself. He wanted officers to back off and stop pursuing him. So we continued the pursuit with the U-Haul truck down to 71 and Route 18. At that point, the U-Haul truck pulled into a address off of East Point Drive in Medina Township. The U-Haul truck then was facing away from officers, and at some point, as our officers attempted to get closer to the vehicle, there were some shots fired at officers. Officers then retreated, and it was at that time we called in for additional resources. So that was our involvement.
Thank you, Chief. As Chief said, that it did stop there on East Point. Multiple agencies were called in to help us with extra resources. Extensive efforts were made in negotiations with the suspect to try to have a situation. After multiple threats to his daughter, a member of the Ohio State Highway Patrol Special Response Team did neutralize the threat. And I will say this, that decision is never made easy. That's a difficult situation for that trooper. But that act alone, right then, saved this little girl. There's no doubt in my mind. As we hear some of the 911 tapes, I mean, I will tell you this, they're very emotional to listen to, but I think when you hear them, you will understand the significance of this situation. After the situation was neutralized, the 7-year-old was removed from the vehicle by law enforcement and safely removed, and to have a reunification with her mom at the Medina County Sheriff's Office.